What's the story with legal immigration? Who are these people and how much of a contribution do they actually make? Let's get down and wonky.
They're upset about President Trump's immigration policy.
Back before all this protesting, both Republicans and Democrats were united on immigration, thinking it was a burden to America. Since then, things have changed, for Democrats at least. Today, satisfaction with immigration levels has been driven all the way up to a Gallup polling record high of 41%. Okay, so they've still got some PR work to do, especially with this guy.
When you look and it's got 61 million, 20% of the country is immigrants.
Yeah, no,
is that not a massive problem?
And if there's one man who understands having massive problems, it's Steve Bannon. One of his problems is numeracy. Instead of there being 61 million immigrants, there are actually 43 million foreign-born people in America. That's 13.5% of the population. So what's the knock on them? Firstly, 50% of people say immigrants are making crime worse, compared to 7% who think they're making it better. But according to the 1980, 90 and 2000 censuses, incarceration rates for native-born Americans were anything from 2 to 5 times higher than that of immigrants. Native-born American kids were also much more likely to be involved with crime. Just look at those immigrants. Too lazy to commit crime. 50% of people also say that immigrants are bad for the economy, compared to 28% who think they're good for the economy. Now, it's true that immigrant-headed families are 15 points more likely to rely on food assistance and 12 points more likely to rely on Medicaid than other families. But when you adjust those figures for income, immigrants are actually less likely to rely on Medicaid, food stamps and Social Security. Then there are the concerns that immigration decreases wages for some low-income workers, and there is some evidence for that. But the nerds are still fighting over that one, so let's leave them there for now, hey? What isn't in doubt is that immigration costs the states more in the short term through education, training and healthcare, but yields benefits later through taxes. Immigrant households are projected to cost their state $3,300 a year more than they pay in taxes, but their kids end up paying $3,000 a year more in taxes, and their grandkids end up paying $2,400 a year more in taxes. But all this is in the past, because immigration is changing. While immigrants used to come mostly from Mexico, they now come more from India and China. Their education levels are changing too. Before 2005, 27% of immigrants had a bachelor's degree. Over the next 5 years, 35% of immigrants had a bachelor's degree. And since 2010, 48% of immigrants have a bachelor's degree. That compares to 33% of native-born Americans, which means the most common jobs for recent immigrants are now medical scientists, software engineers, physical scientists, and economists. Immigrants now make up 28% of new entrepreneurs, 35% of American innovators, whatever that means, 51% of the creators of billion-dollar startups, 28% of doctors and surgeons, 50% of prime-age Silicon Valley workers, and they're responsible for $2 trillion of America's GDP. And that's not even their main contribution. If immigration stopped tomorrow, America's working-age population would actually go down. That's without immigration, and that's with it. And if you want to know what happens to a country's economic growth rate when their working-age population drops, ask Japan. Which is why, instead of calling for a reduction in immigration, Trump has called for making immigration even more skills-based.
It will save countless dollars, raise workers' wages, and help struggling families, including immigrant families, enter the middle class. And they will do it quickly. And they will be very, very happy indeed.
But more immigration won't make everyone very, very happy.